Former WWE and ECW superstar Justin Credible has been accused of a litany of allegations. These range from no-showing events, scamming fans, and possibly even lying about health issues. And now, I'm on my way to go confront him about it. Now, in full disclosure, I have to be honest, this is going to be a tough video for me. When I broke into the wrestling business, there were few people that I felt like I could trust, felt like that were on my side. But Justin, or as we all know him as PJ, he was one of the first guys I found myself in the ring with. One of the first guys I truly felt saw me as an equal. The YouTube channel Pinfalls and Pixels did 2 videos regarding the allegations against Justin Credible, and that is what we're going to be reacting to today. What's going on, Chase?
Chase.
Maven, nice to meet you, brother. Good to meet you. Thank you so much.
Hey, Chase, I'm Zach.
Hey, thank you.
Thank
Thank you for setting this up.
Might be a newer one. I only walked past it the last time.
Hey, what's going on?
Anthony.
Maven, nice to meet you, Anthony. Hey, brother.
Good to see you, sir.
Always.
How are you? You look fantastic.
Likewise, brother. Likewise, brother. Good to see you. How you feeling?
I'm fantastic, dude.
Good,
I'm
good.
very dude.
Good. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, of course.
Come here. Chet, no, you. Come
Oh,
here.
me? Yeah, of course. Whatever. Yes, sir.
Hey, we're gonna be going over some stuff. It's gonna be hard. Are you okay with that?
Well, how hard?
Well, just the allegations and stuff.
Oh, no, I told you, I don't mind.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Thank you, man.
Hey, listen.
Thank you.
You saw me as an equal before many people did.
Oh, man.
And I've never forgotten that. So, understand.
I don't have that much to hide, bro.
I know you don't.
I mean, I have kids. I just don't want to go too far. But I'll give you what you need.
Well, I just want to double check. Just wanted to double check. Justin, PJ.
What's up, man?
I'm so thankful that you agreed to sit down with me. I know what we're gonna watch is a little difficult, but I truly believe the world deserves to hear your side of the story. And the fact that you're willing to sit down, watch some uncomfortable footage, I think that means you're ready to take the step.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my
Thank you
friend.
for having me, brother.
Yo,
It's a
thank
pleasure.
you, brother.
Oh, not a big deal.
And PJ did such a disservice to the business.
Oh, jeez.
Hold on. You saw Stevie and you said, "Oh, geez."
I already know.
He's a friend. He's a friend.
He's a friend too.
Full disclosure, a good friend of mine.
He's a good friend. Well, he's a friend.
Okay, Stevie and
I
me.
think he's got a bad idea of who I am. I think he bought into the ECW Justin Credible gimmick, and he said that to me once before.
Explain.
I think he thought I was that guy. I think a lot of times when people actually talk to me, get to know me, they say he's too nice. Like that can't be. It's almost like a work,
right?
And that's just not.
And he actually went out into the crowd and asked the fans for money. And I had said that was BS.
I don't remember that at all, but that part, I was. Are we allowed to swear?
Yes.
I was fucked up.
Be you.
I was fucked up.
Okay.
If I lived with all of that in my, it almost like he took it more personal than I did.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I get it. I fucked up, but you know, I was going through. I have no excuses, and a lot of this was a snapshot of some bad moments in time on a 30-something-year career.
Absolutely.
And I remember this now more because I didn't know this is what you were going to show me. But it's it was ugly. It was ugly, and I made my peace with the promoters and with people. And it's like, what else are you gonna do? You're gonna keep bringing it up?
A Facebook post just from January 31st, 2024 stated, "Just wanted to give you all a heads up. Justin Credible is baiting fans into buying just found merchandise, then never sending the orders. He wants you to cash out money, then excuses, and then blocked when asked about it."
Did that ever happen?
Did it happen?
Yeah. Did it happen?
But that's the thing is, and this is what gets me crazy, and this is why people got blocked. First of all, there was never not one, and I swear on my children, and I would never say
3
this.
kids.
I go to church every Sunday, believe it or not, whether that matters. I believe in God, and I don't believe in bullshit. I did all that stuff with the best intentions. And at times I would, and especially with promoters, this pissed me off a lot, but with the merchandise stuff, I would sell this stuff very cheap, and for example, $40, and then by the time you get $40 on Cash App, it ends up being $37 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, I get the stuff ready, and then, by the time I buy food, I don't have the money to send it. And it got too, I wasn't ready to do that. I wasn't equipped to do that. And then the thing is about the fans, and I don't like to call them marks because that's not fair, but a lot of these people that do this are so entitled. They started talking, they posted the cute shit. Yeah. But they didn't post, you're this, you're that. Like, they feel free to, you wouldn't talk like this to me in real life. You'd be like, and I've given a lot of these fans my phone number and told them, hey, give me a call. Let's work this out.
Yeah.
To no avail.
We're diving into a darker chapter of his life. One that involves scamming podcasts, YouTube channels, promoters.
The not showing up for podcasts is ridiculous. That only happened one time, or maybe a second time where something happened. And it's like, bro,
did you offer to reschedule?
Of course. Yeah. But then again, they go right online because they already have the impression that I'm trying to fuck with them or screw them. And then they start talking shit. Yeah. And I don't tell you, if you ever notice, you can go up and down my Twitter. I never badmouth anybody. And what about the promoters where I show up, I do the match, and I'm owed $500, and they no-show me entirely.
I've had it happen too.
I don't go online and talk. It makes me laugh because they don't have the, I don't want to swear too much, but they don't have the fucking integrity to say it to me. They'll go and do some, so of course I block people. I don't need to see that. People want to get a hold of me. You can email me. My email is not blocked. There's so many ways to get a hold of me.
Instagram. I sent you a message on Instagram, and within 30 seconds, you text me.
I am not blocked. It's just, it is what it is. And look, are there some things I could have done better? Of course. Do I feel bad? Yes, because people didn't deserve that. But brother, it's not like this big fucking industry. Right. If I made $300 or $400 and didn't send shit, that's a lot. Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, if those people want PalacoPeter73@gmail.com. I don't have cash right now to do it, but we'll work something out. If you want it, you deserve it. You paid for it. I'm embarrassed, but there's nothing else I can do. And again, I'm not trying to, the scams, even that word hurts my feelings because there was never an intention of a scam. It's not like an operation. Yeah. I'm trying to just feed my wife and kids. And you think like the first thing I'm going to worry about is I didn't get my shit Friday. Well, Pro Wrestling Tees also doesn't send your shit in 2 or 3 weeks, believe me. Yeah. I'm just saying, a lot of it could have been done differently in all the ways. If you meet me in an arena or anywhere in life, you could ask anybody in this build, anywhere. I'm a good man. I'm an honest guy. I have flaws, but in person, and that's why, everybody still loves me in the business, that, the boys, I'm not a bad person. I've done some things that I'm not proud of, but geez, not to, when people make a piece like that, if that stays in my ether, then forget it.
The earliest example I can find goes back over a decade, where he scammed a fan named Roy D.
Do you know who?
No, okay. A decade? Oh, dude, I barely know anything that happened 10 days ago, and that's not to use it as some kind of way to just dismiss it, but 10 years ago, dude. And also, who's to say that I didn't do it? Because I mailed out a lot of stuff. Yeah. And if I went to do a piece at my local post office and say how many, for example, what I saw there real quick was a kendo stick. How many, they knew me for sending out kendo sticks. So even if one goes bad, I mean, really, dude?
Seth K said that he bought a book from Justin and that he promised over and over he would send it, even putting more up for sale in the meantime, but never shipped.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to balance life in this. I was trying to hustle in a positive way. Right. And I got in over my head. And I didn't, my wife said this to me and she yelled at me too, because we don't need our kids listening to this shit. She said to me, she was, PJ, you have to take a ledger.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
a good
I never
idea.
did this. So I was just like, yeah, bro, you sent me this thing. Okay.
I'll remember.
Dude, I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, yeah, Jill, we'll mail it out.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, hey, we gotta mail this out. Well, we also need $10 to eat. We don't have that. Ask them for more money. I can't do that. Then it's gonna look like a fucking double. And then it's just, I'll get it next week when we get the Social Security check. I just got in over my head.
And he now won't buy from any wrestler, if not in person. Not a great guy.
I feel sorry. I feel bad.
I feel bad, too.
I feel bad for Seth because here's why. Seth was a fan of yours. Probably isn't anymore.
No, of course not.
And
I wouldn't be either.
the relationship went bad both ways, and it did not need to.
You know what I'd be willing to do? If these guys, honestly, maybe I'll set something up. If they were to come to me and I'd have my people, like, this is what we got to do, and send it out, I would.
Corey B would comment that dude's a complete carny. Paid him to sign 200 cards and he wouldn't mail them back. Jazz called him and told him to quit dicking me around, and he finally sent them.
Who's Jazz?
We were wondering that. The only Jazz I know
idea.
is the wrestler, the female wrestler.
Jazz, yeah.
Did you have?
I have the cards at home.
Did you have a relationship with Jazz to where she would call you if you did not?
I haven't talked to Jazz in 20 years.
Me neither.
So I have no idea who this is.
And you say you do have the cards?
I do have the cards. They're just sitting
Again,
there.
fixable situation.
Yeah.
He still owes me from a long time ago for his book. Sorry you got taken like a lot of us, John R. would comment.
There was one gentleman, and I actually became friends with him, that didn't get something, and I made it up to him in spades. And now we're like, we're cool, and when I see him, we talk, and, so it's not, I'm not trying
So you
to
fixed the situation.
win anything
Hey,
here.
so you fixed the situation.
There
we
whatever,
go.
man.
A Facebook comment from Deborah L. said he just posted a hopefully stock photo of a necrotic diabetic leg on Twitter, asking for people to send him money, saying he'll send signed 8x10s in return.
Of all the stuff that we saw, this was the one thing I was like, that's a shoot. I have to talk to him about this.
And I'll show you the leg. Still there. It's fucked up, and I'm suffering from it.
Because I know people were talking about the leg, it wasn't his, not this, that, yada, yada, yada. You just showed us.
I just needed help for medication.
I just can't see how somebody with a leg like that would be ring ready as Justin says he is.
Now I'm getting angry.
Don't get angry.
Now
Don't get angry.
Oh, because it's so disingenuous that this is a bunch of it's really sad.
What's making you angry? What's making you angry about
That
it?
they're just saying that how could I be ring ready?
Yeah.
How do you know? And they don't understand that after we give all our lives to this and decades of it, that there's nobody there for you.
And there's no landing zone. There's no
no
parachute.
Nope.
Did you or do you currently have health insurance?
No.
You do not. I understand.
There's reasons. My son is disabled, and he gets Social Security, and he gets health insurance through the state with my wife. God forbid I fuck his shit up.
Right.
I just leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
That's the thing. This is going way deeper than a fucking $40 8x10. And you know what I mean? They have no idea.
Michael S. said he's done this before to GTS Wrestling. Took the man's money and never showed, then blocked Grimm.
What is GTS Wrestling?
Oh, that's some backyard wrestling shit. And this cocksucker is a mark, and I worked for his backyard federation for free. And then when I wouldn't do something or other, he got mad at me.
Then he got mad.
Yeah. Literally a backyard federation. He's a backyard wrestler.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the business,
Nothing.
the real business.
And there are other promoters also putting Justin on blast for pulling this stuff.
Is that Mario Mancini?
I think it is.
That cocksucker brought me on a fucking thing, had me there for 2 days, and with
Like a signing?
promoter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he fucking went. He talked a bunch of shit, dude. These guys are all fucking bottom feeders.
Well, they're all out for themselves.
They really
are. A couple years ago, I had a guy book me, and he didn't. We came up with a set price, and he didn't make back on the return on what he thought he should have.
Sure.
So of course he starts talking shit on me.
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
And I did. And you know what? The next time I reached out to somebody. Hey, the big event's coming up. Do you have a table? Baby, I hear you're not pulling this much anymore. So you know what I did? I filed it away back there. Okay.
After my last video, I received an email from somebody who claimed to have managed Just Incredible.
Did you have an agent? I've never had an agent until now.
No, I don't have an agent.
I've never had an agent until now.
No. I mean, I have people that help me, but not like an agent. Never in my life.
Not only did they manage Just Incredible, but they wrote an entire book about their time doing so.
When I was watching this, I was wondering if this was just this guy's way of promoting this book.
Yeah, I have no idea who this is.
I want to know. I want to know from you.
This was a documentary that I was told I was going to be on.
Okay.
And it never came to fruition. I got fed a bunch of bullshit. We shot a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
They paid me $500 a week. They were supposed to pay me for the entirety, and then funding
Never turned out?
Never turned out.
Do you know
They
what
stopped working.
What the documentary was supposed to be like? What was the subject matter?
Just like me recovering.
Okay.
I mean, it was not a real documentary. It turned out being a work.
Gotcha.
And this guy who was filming it was, it was a local guy that did movies.
So he was filming it. He was going to try to sell it to someone.
Yes, but it was nothing. Nothing came to fruition, and I certainly didn't have an agent.
Gotcha.
The book is called Wrestling with Justice by Nathan Ward.
Oh,
Justice.
this kid, I do know Nathan Ward.
Okay.
He's a skinny 18-year-old who lives with his mother and father.
Okay.
No disrespect, he's a Mormon,
Okay.
and he's out of his fucking mind.
Have you had communications with him?
I haven't spoken to him in 15 years.
Did you do anything with him for the book?
No, not a single thing. He was acting like he was going to do all this stuff and to help me out. He was just a kid, and I was like, he had no idea.
Gotcha. Was he ever representing you in any way in 2008?
The only thing, he wanted to get into business, and he offered to drive me to shows.
Okay.
And in turn, I would help train him in, he wanted to learn about promoting.
Gotcha.
That was it.
Gotcha.
And he was a weirdo, and he just a bad kid. He was a kid.
Okay.
And he wasn't welcome in locker rooms. He has a horrific reputation. Nobody wanted him around. And after a while, I was just like, I can't do this.
Nathan describes Just Incredible and his wife as some of the most notorious con artists and drug addicts that he has ever encountered.
My wife, we just had a child in 2006, so he's 2 years old, and I hate to say this, that would make, he's disabled. So my wife is the best mother in the world dealing with a disabled child. We're druggies now? Really? What did we smoke, a little pot? That's druggies? I haven't done pills. I haven't done anything hard in over fucking 15, 20 years. It's ridiculous.
According to Nathan, Justin's first firing was due to repeatedly lying to Stephanie McMahon, claiming he would be en route to a chartered flight but never actually leaving his hotel.
I never had a relationship with Stephanie. You know that.
That caught me off guard.
You know that.
Hold on. That caught me off guard. I read that, and here's what I thought. He had a way different relationship with Steph than I did because she never knew when any of us was en route for a chartered flight. In my time in the WWE, there's only been one of the boys that I know had Steph's number.
Yeah.
Nathan met up with Justin at a wrestling dojo to deliver the money. From there, they got into Justin's beat-up Buick.
Beat up Buick? I never had a Buick.
Nathan then says that within moments, the money was used for drugs.
First of all, how would you know the money was used for drugs? How would you know that? Hey, bro, I'm using it for drugs. You've been around the block.
Yeah.
You going to tell anybody anything?
Not a soul. I remember back during my pill days, and I kept that as close to the chest as anything in my life.
And that was my thing.
I told nobody.
Yeah, that was my thing too.
I didn't tell my live-in.
Nope.
I told nobody. If I wouldn't have been arrested for it, I would have went to my grave with that secret.
Yeah.
I was functional.
No, but right.
And I could get away with it.
Sure.
I used to go on HSN. I used to go on air, peeled out of my mind.
No, I know that deal, yeah.
So you get it.
Yeah, of course.
Nathan emailed me and said that he plans on talking to a district attorney to see if there's anything that they can do about Justin's scams. But I wouldn't hold my breath. And honestly, who cares? He will be a broke loser, whether he's in jail or not.
PJ, give me your overall thoughts after seeing what has to be tough footage to watch.
I felt worse for the guys about the $40.
Yeah.
Okay, because those guys didn't deserve that.
Right.
And I never intended for that to happen. That being said, the Nathan Ward stuff is what really got me, because here's a kid who, first of all, I haven't even thought about in 15 plus years.
This was not the PJ that I remember. And I wanted to see firsthand
Of course.
if this guy was true or if this was true.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did. But I truly believe in life, everybody deserves a second chance. It's been 2 weeks since we had a chance to sit down with Justin, and Justin addressed the allegations and admitted that changes were necessary. Necessary not only to better his life, but the lives of all those around him. And I left excited at a new opportunity and hopeful for the future of Just Incredible. Sadly, I've recently received information from a source that I trust indicating that Justin has not changed and leading me to believe that there may have been more truth to the allegations than Justin led on. This source informed me that Justin has already been a no-show on several commitments he was scheduled for, and even asked to borrow money with no signs of repayment, followed by a litany of excuses. Personally, this does sadden me. And it doesn't sadden me because Justin owes me anything. He doesn't. It saddens me because I recognize Justin has scammed fans and he has lied to promoters. But the real reason it saddens me is because I recognize just how fleeting second chances truly are. And I know that one day Justin's second chances are more than likely gonna run out. I will always be Justin's friend, but he has wronged people and it's up to him to make amends. Justin, the ball is in your court.